All right, let's just dive right into this explainer. I want you to put yourself directly in the shoes of a tired traveler named Ethan. We've all been there, right? You're completely exhausted, stranded, and honestly, you're just looking for a place to crash for the night. Well, today, we're going to break down an incident that starts out exactly like that, but man, it rapidly spirals into this wild, structural, and psychological mystery. We're looking at the facts surrounding a very specific, literally impossible reservation, the midnight reservation at room 306.
So, have you ever stayed somewhere that didn't exist? I know, it sounds like a riddle. But as we navigate through the evidence of Ethan's night, I really want you to keep that question right in the back of your mind. We're treating this as an investigation, a cold case file of a total architectural anomaly. We're going to examine the timeline, the physical evidence, and the undeniable contradictions of what actually went down during those early morning hours.
Okay, let's get into Section 1, the late night arrival, a normal beginning. So Ethan's night kicks off with a super common travel hiccup. He misses his last bus. Out of pure necessity, he books a cheap budget hotel for the night, and the receptionist hands him the key to room 306. Look at how incredibly mundane these steps are. Seriously, there are zero red flags here. It's just a standard transaction. You've got a tired traveler, a physical room key, and a designated space for the night. The foundation of this entire explainer actually rests on the fact that at first, absolutely everything felt totally normal.
But that normalcy definitely had an expiration time. Moving into Section 2, the 2:47 a.m. incident and the shift in reality. 2:47 a.m. It wasn't around midnight, it wasn't the break of dawn, it was exactly 2:47 a.m. You know, in investigations, specific timestamps are absolutely crucial, and this one marks the exact moment Ethan's reality was violently interrupted. He didn't just wake up naturally, okay? He was woken up.
Someone was knocking on his door. And it wasn't some frantic pounding either. It was slow, methodical. Step 1, knock. Step 2, knock. Step 3, knock. 3 deliberate knocks echoing in a cheap hotel room in the dead of night. Just try to imagine the heavy pacing of that sound, that terrifying, calculated rhythm Ethan was hearing right from his bed.
And then, just silence. An oppressive, heavy silence following those 3 knocks. Honestly, this is often the most terrifying part of any intrusion. The anticipation, that sudden crushing isolation. Ethan is just sitting there in the dark, his heart absolutely pounding, waiting for the next sound. But nothing comes.
So he finally gets the nerve to get up and approach the door. But when he looks through the peephole, nobody was there. And this is the crucial point. The physical threat is suddenly absent. I mean, if someone is standing there, it's a security issue, right? It's a break-in scenario. But an empty hallway, that instantly shifts this from a standard crime into something completely inexplicable. The knocks definitely happened, but there was literally no one in the hallway to make them.
Which takes us to the next morning. Section 3, the impossible room count, or the morning after.
When the sun finally rises, Ethan goes down to rationally report this whole terrifying incident to the front desk. He's looking for a logical explanation. Maybe they can check the security cameras, or maybe it was just a noisy neighbor. He tells the receptionist exactly what happened. But instead of apologizing or calling security, the receptionist suddenly goes completely pale, and she whispers this exact phrase, "Sir, our hotel only has 305 rooms."
305. Just let that number sit with you for a second. This isn't a misunderstanding about a neighbor. This is a hard, mathematical, architectural boundary. 305 is the absolute limit of the hotel's reality. According to the very person running the building, the space Ethan just spent the last several hours sleeping in and hearing knocks from simply does not exist in their inventory.
And that brings us to the ultimate contradiction of our investigation. Section 4, the physical evidence and the paradox. We now have undeniable physical proof directly clashing with an impossible architectural claim. The hotel's reality dictates a strict maximum of 305 rooms, but Ethan's physical evidence is the key to room 306. These are 2 absolute yet entirely contradictory facts. They cannot logically coexist in the same universe, and yet, in this specific moment, they're clashing right there at the front desk. Because Ethan pulls out his key, and it clearly says 306. He's holding a tangible, physical artifact, an object given to him by that exact same front desk just a few hours prior. The universe, currently represented by this terrified receptionist, is explicitly telling him his room shouldn't exist, while the metal and plastic sitting right in his hand proves that it actually does.
So, what's the only logical step left for Ethan to take? He has to verify it with his own eyes. Section 5, the blank wall and the disappearance.
He ran upstairs. Picture this frantic rush as he pivots away from the front desk. His heart is pounding, the key is clenched tightly in his hand, and he's racing through the hallway to confront this architectural impossibility. He goes back to the exact spot he walked to the night before, the spot where he put his key in the lock, the spot where he heard those 3 deliberate knocks. But where room 306 had been,
There was just a blank wall, a completely solid, featureless architectural barrier exactly where the entrance to room 306 had previously existed. Think about this like prime crime scene evidence. There's no trace of construction, no scuff marks where a door frame used to be. Nothing. The door, the lock, the peephole, the room itself, they haven't just been hidden away, they have been completely erased from existence, entirely replaced by a smooth, uninterrupted hallway.
which brings our explainer to its chilling climax. Section 6, the unanswered question, the final mystery.
We've walked through the timeline, we've examined the physical artifact of the key, and we've confronted the impossible blank wall. Now we have to process all of this evidence. So here's the final question you need to ask yourself. If room 306 never existed, where exactly did Ethan spend the night?